am intrigued by the fallout we're witnessing right now. It's interesting since the Epstein unsealing started. We need to take that into account for all the misdirection going on with these shootings. Now, I know everyone's in an uproar that's the president's fault. As the liberals, I'm sorry, the facts speak. Most of these shooters are leftist-leaning Democrats. Or am I missing something? But let's get to the facts here. Epstein is hopefully talking loudly and exposing other pedophiles in high positions of power, including Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and other esteemed officials that everyone adores with a seething blindness. I'm kind of blown away by this misdirection with these 3 shootings in 3 days. It gets surreal. And the rhetoric is getting heated. Of course, the debates, who's a better politician than the other, their policy versus that policy. But that's not why we're here. This is Epstein. Again. And Epstein is linked, of course, to Rachel Chandler and the LA scene. And you know, most of these people that spew all this anti-Trump rhetoric are usually the ones with very fucked up peccadillos, to say the least, or they're flagrant pederasts. But again, I'm not here to, sugarcoat shit. We need to look further at this Epstein case. All the way back to who he is, who got him started into becoming this, quote, billionaire. Because we already know Mossad's involved. And why is the island still in operation, no less? Both of them. What's the corruption going on down there in the Virgin Islands, no less? Because if this is a global crime syndicate, we need to get to the bottom of it and expose these people. Is that why they want the open borders, to continue this human trafficking? We need to ask these relevant questions because it is considered a national security threat. Human trafficking, sex slavery, no matter how you put it. And yes, it includes drug smuggling, arms dealing, dangerous things. I heard on the news a few days ago about fentanyl being discovered that killed close to 1 million people. But hey, our society is more focused on what Cardi B says or some other vapid celebtard that has no concept of what's going on. They're just told, hey, say this, and we'll promote you, or what have you. Or they have compromised that celebrity, and that's usually the key impetus for this. They are compromised, and they cannot be trusted. And that is our media nowadays. Cannot be trusted. These people are compromised. They are caught in honeypot operations, either drugged or willing, and then they get blackmailed. And I'm talking about media. I'm talking about Hollyweird. I'm talking about politicians in D.C. This is a global epidemic. It happens currently, probably to this day still, in Britain. I have not heard about the rest of Europe, but Britain is a hotbed. I know, even the sex slavery going on in the Middle East. But again, people are blaming X, Y, or Z. What we have to do is look at the true puppet masters, the true players, the intelligence community, corporate operations. Yes, corporations are involved, from the military-industrial complex to the intelligence community, even our esteemed Silicon Valley. And even in the entertainment industry. Entertainment is used to influence people, hence entertainment. We need to look at these factors and not wipe this shit under the rug and be like, oh, everything's okay, everything's fine. All right, hopes and prayers. I don't want any hopes. I don't want any prayers. No offense. I'm not into the whole condolences. I'm not in wah, 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 wah. I don't get like that. We need to look at the factors and the facts and the players involved and call them out. That is the impetus. Because too many people, whistleblowers, even people in government that died mysteriously, were finding things in government. And the next thing you know, they were found dead. As I've spoken previously about Daniel Casolaro, journalist found in Martinsburg, West Virginia. He influenced me. I don't consider myself a journalist. I research. I'm a critic. But I've researched constantly. It's not a fleeting thing. And we have to examine everything. And with Danny Casolaro, there's even the sex honeypot operation run out of Baltimore with the former commissioner. I'll leave that as is. But the death of Luna up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, he was finding things about certain sex slings that led all the way up to D.C. Madam. And she died mysteriously. Start putting things together. This is on the right side and the left side of the political spectrum. They're in bed together. That's why I have no political affiliation. I refuse. I may be conservative on things, but I'm also very, liberal on some things. But that is by my choice and my reasoning. I do not want to be compelled by media because most of it is fabrication and lies. I've studied how the propaganda operation and the creation of the counterculture was created. So, yes, I am very critical. I don't want to play into the narrative because the narrative is inherently false. And this is why I'm going, okay, people, let's slow things down a little. Let's get back to the meat. And the meat is Epstein. We need to go through everything about him. We need to see who his contacts are, who his influencers are, i.e. Ghislaine Maxwell and her father, Robert Maxwell, agents, operatives for the Mossad. Hence, there's also pictures of Ehud Barak, former Prime Minister of Israel, leaving Epstein's mansion in New York City. What's going on there and why to get scrubbed from the media? So you see where I'm going with this. We just cannot discount this because if he's talking and also people from the NXIVM organization / cult are talking and people in the LA sex trafficking scene, hence Rachel Chandler, because she's probably going to be tweeting as well and talking about all the celebs she's compromised. And this is LA. And LA and New York are tight. We need to start putting things together, see who's been exposed, who's been compromised, and call them out. Not an easy task, because most of these people are living in their own mental delusion that they're above the law. And nowadays the rule of law is, oh no, they're, what is it, entitled? Or they are, privileged? I call bullshit. I'm struggling. I want to succeed in life, but I don't want a fucking handout. The welfare state's a joke as it is. When people are like, oh, I'm entitled, and you're not. When shit does hit the fan, I'll see who's entitled and who isn't. It's called survival. And most of these fuckers are scared to death of survival. So, I'm kind of going to leave that at that. So, I got to get back to researching and enjoying my day. And again, I wish you all well. And maybe we'll get to the bottom of this. One way or the other. It's going to come out. Always does. It's always darkest before the dawn, right? So, okay. I bid you adieu, and this has been another episode of La Petite Morte.